Hey everybody, it's Francis, and I want to welcome you to the new What a Hell of a Way to Dad podcast. All of the same content that you've been enjoying, but Nate and I have not been in the military for multiple years at this point, and we've decided that what we really want to talk about is parenting. So you're going to still get a lot of the same great content. Patreon is still going to have all of our bonus episodes, all of the old bonus episodes, 8 years of bonus content is still there. $5 a month gets you access to all of that, and you will continue to get 3 episodes a month going beyond that. We've got our ongoing Deadliest Warrior series that we're running. We have a MASHcast that I do with Carrie. We have a lot of really great stuff over there, so if you like what you're hearing here and you want to hear a little bit more, patreon.com/hellofawaytodie is where to find all of that. You can also check out our store, whatahellofawaytodad.com. It has all the things from our old store, but also it's got a few new sections. It's got an apparel section, it's got the podcast attic, and it has art and handmade stuff. So give it a look. whatahellofawaytodad.com. Find yourself something new. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Yeah, like I do like how things seem to be evolving with me as I grow old, because, you know, back when I was younger, I don't remember being able to buy just a single pint can of beer, of like all the different beers, because that's all I need now. Like, yeah. I go to the store and I buy IPAs for a couple reasons. One, my taste buds are all burned out. Two, you can get them in really high ABVs. Like, you know, I buy the ones that are 90.
So you can have one.
Yeah, you can have one and get a really nice buzz off of it. And also IPAs don't fuck up my insides like a Bud Select does. So
yeah. No, I mean,
I get the Neon Beer Hug. It's a 9.9. I can drink that over the course of an evening at home and go to sleep and feel fine.
Yeah, no, it's I feel like that's like more of like a West Coast invention, because that was the first place I kind of saw them doing that, was like breaking up the because, you know, it's also sometimes you want to try a beer and you're like, I don't actually need like 4 cinnamon toast crunch stouts.
Right.
I'm actually good with one. I'd kind of like to try it because I like cinnamon toast crunch, but like
maybe I'll have it and I'll come back for the 4-pack, but I would like the sampler first.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to drink 2/3 of it, and then it's going to be a little bit warm and it's going to be a little bit too sweet, and I'm probably just going to pour the rest of it out.
My teeth are going to start to feel real fuzzy, and I'm not going to want to keep doing this. Shit, now I want a cinnamon toast crunch beer. I'm sure it exists out there. I tell you, beer, and now that weed is legal, it's all gotten real weird with the flavors. Because like now when I'm buying weed, I remember buying one that was called Cheesy Poops. And it certainly did. Like when I smoked it, it was like, yep, it tastes like I'm smoking a cheesy poof. Not a thing I've ever wanted to do. So I don't know why this exists. Move over to the cheetah piss instead.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, I mean, this is going to be a very on-brand statement for me, but, you know, like all the alcoholic, like Dunkin' Donuts related, like crossover beverages and shit that they make now. And it's like, I don't know, man, I've never like, I feel like just get a regular Dunkin' coffee and like pour a vodka nip in there if that's really where you want to be about it. Like, right. I've never really wanted like a chocolate Dunkaccino like malted beverage. Like that just sounds like a bad time.
I'd drink a Dunkin' mudslide though, like in a big like Applebee's glass kind of thing. That's what we need. We need Dunkins with a bar we can belly up to. Just like get some donut holes and get shit faced.
I'm honestly surprised that hasn't happened yet, because I feel like, you know, like you know, Taco Bell does like the Taco Bell Cantina shit now, and so you can like get booze at the Taco Bell. I feel like, you know, they're actually renovating the Dunkin' around the corner from me right now, which is a travesty, because I was enjoying both the older motif and also my Dunkin's been closed for 3 weeks. However,
we can't go to that Dunkin'. We got to go to the other Dunkin' 3 blocks away.
Well, that's a nice Dunkin', because they like, you know, they let me bring my dog inside, and you know, it's like, okay. It's, you know, it's
the Dunkin' where you're known.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one where they have my coffee ready. I don't have to say anything in the morning. I just like, you know, tap my card and I'm good to go. But
what is your go-to at Dunkin'?
Just well, during the hot months, large ice cold brew. During the cold months, large hot.
And either one you're microwaving later on in the day.
It's fine though, because now they put them in a paper cup and not the styrofoam, I don't get nearly as many chemicals in my body.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, like since fall is still like sputter starting over here, I'm still on my ice coffee over here, because it was like 60 degrees this morning. But it's been 30 degrees in the morning in other day. We're in that time period where I need my heater in the morning and my air conditioner in the evening, because it goes from 35 degrees to 75 degrees, because that's just the Midwest. That's how we do it here.
I mean,
stupid.
it was cold here today, so I made a French press worth of coffee that I am
Nice.
letting steep next to me right now. I'm actually realizing it's been about 11 minutes since we've been talking. It was a few minutes beforehand, so I'm going to plunge this.
Go ahead and plunge
it. And then I got my I like a coffee mug that looks like it could be used like as a weapon. Like I like a heavyweight ceramic coffee mug, so I got one of those going on. And
need a coffee mug that's got brass knuckles attached to it too.
Yeah. Oh man, fuck! I remember that like early recovered memories of like buying a like quote unquote belt buckle from like a store that also sells like really shitty bongs, and it's just a pair of brass knuckles with like a tiny tab on it. So it's technically like technically it's not brass knuckles, and it's like now as someone who is an adult and a lawyer, it's like that's not going to be defense. That's not if you hit somebody with that, that's still assault with a dangerous weapon. Like that's not.
Yeah. I have a set of brass knuckles in my gun safe, and for a while it was the most illegal thing in my gun safe.
Oh yeah,
because Missouri, who just fucking loves guns, and you can buy whatever gun that you want here out of the back of somebody's truck. For a while was just like, no, brass knuckles are illegal, and they finally got around to that legislation to be like, no, you can own brass knuckles, and people got so upset about it. Like, look, can you just I understand the argument against this, but also I have an AR-15. So like, I think that me getting shit over by the brass knuckles, they weren't even mine. They were my wife's brass knuckles because she used to go to hardcore shows and was a young woman. So yeah, she carried a set of knuckles with her.
Did she
I don't think she ever used it, but she had them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always used to go with a collapsible baton back in the day. That was my like
the asp.
That was my go-to that I would keep in my bag when I went to shows, just like in the case, someone tried to fuck with me on the way home or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the brass knuckle trick there, I remember, was always hiding it under the instep of your foot, like under the arch of your foot. And that was like how friends of mine used to bring them into shows. I was going to say allegedly, it's like, I don't know, it's like fucking 15 years ago. Like,
yeah, nobody's gonna...
like no one gives a shit.
Yeah. Whatever lawyer, they don't know these people. It's fine. And also, look, more than likely they should have had those. As long as it wasn't, I need brass knuckles to go start a gang war, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
May have been. Who knows?
What reasonable minds could differ.
Anyway. Again, statute of limitations. I think we're outside of that anyway. I'm not going to admit to anything illegal here on my own podcast that I haven't already admitted to anyway. All right, so our two episodes, we have Crisis and we have George. Crisis is one of the more classic ensemble episodes. Everything, the supply lines have been cut to the 4077th, and we are in deep winter. And this is when I start to notice that there isn't really a whole lot of continuity. And whatever they need, if they need it to be cold, if they need it to be winter, fine, it's going to be cold in winter. Because then the next episode, they're all in, their regular clothes. It's not cold anymore.
Well, I think we talked about this on one of the episodes. Part of this was the writers fucking with the actors. Because like the actors kept complaining about some of the scripts and like whatever. And so they wrote several scripts where they were explicitly like quote unquote in winter, but it was during the summer months when it was the hottest and when they were filming out in the lot, just to make them all have to like wear heavy coats in the fucking pounding heat.
And so pretend to be cold.
And so then after that, the actors became a lot more amenable to the writer's notes.
I appreciate a time when actors and writers could beef like this and fuck with one another in such a way. I don't know if you can get away with that on the latest Marvel movie with I don't know who's in Marvel.
If you know who's in Marvel, write in.
Right in. Let me know who does Marvel movies.
If you're still watching all of the Marvel movies in this year of our Lord, almost 2025, let us know.
Look, man, some of us have kids that are getting into it, and there's nothing that we can do to get around it. My daughter made me take her to go see Madam Web, which isn't a Marvel movie, but it was god awful. So
is that? Oh yeah, I remember that was the one that like got universally panned, didn't it?
Yeah,
everyone said it was just like real fucking bad.
It was a real fucking stupid movie. It was not good. Even Sydney Sweeney, her massive cans couldn't save it because she was wearing a conservative shirt the entire time because she was the nerdy one of the girl group. Like,
of course,
Yeah.
I finally
but
did watch.
My daughter loved it though. She thought it was great. She was on the edge of her seat the whole time. So that's what really matters.
Yeah, I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, at least you got. I mean, I remember watching, Star Wars Episode 1, as like a preteen, and like being the first movie I was ever truly disappointed by. So it's as long as you can get some fun out of it, then no harm, no foul.
I think she wants me to take her to go see the third Sonic movie too. So
Jesus, there's 3 of them.
There's gonna be 3 of them. Yeah,
Dr.
Robotnik comes back.
I didn't even know there were 2.
Yeah, they're not bad. Jim Carrey plays. They don't call him Dr. Robotnik in it. They call him by his other name, but it's the Eggman or whatever. But Jim Carrey is a pretty good bad guy. Idris Elba voices Knuckles, so they get some A-list stars on that. It's not bad.
Shout out to Idris Elba for getting paid.